Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha with News Tonight, where we get you the day's biggest news and developments from across India and the world. Our top story tonight, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has exhorted India's youth to remain relevant in the post-COVID economy. Addressing the Digital Skills Conclave on Wednesday via video conferencing, the Prime Minister congratulated them on World Youth Skills Day and on the successful completion of 5 years of Skill India mission.
Skill, reskill and upskill is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's mantra for youth to tide over the impact of the COVID-19 crisis. He said the world belongs to those who have the ability to acquire new skills all the time.
कोरोना के इस संकट ने वर्क कल्चर के साथ ही नेचर ऑफ जॉब को भी बदल करके रख दिया है और बदलती हुई नित्य नूतन टेक्नोलॉजी ने भी उस पर प्रभाव पैदा किया है। नए वर्क कल्चर और नए नेचर ऑफ जॉब को देखते हुए हमारे युवा नई नई स्किल्स को तेजी से अपना रहे हैं। फ्रेंड्स, स्किल इज समथिंग which we give to ourselves, which grows with experience. Skill is timeless. It keeps getting better with the time. Skill is unique. It makes you different from others. Skill is a treasure that nobody can take away. And skill is self-reliance. It is not only make one employable, but also self-employable. स्किल की ये ताकत जो है इंसान को कहां से कहां पहुंचा सकती है।
Prime Minister Modi said the Skill India mission has created opportunities in both local and global markets with its vast infrastructure for skilling, reskilling and upskilling.
तेजी से बदलती हुई आज की दुनिया में अनेक सेक्टरों में लाखों स्किल लोगों की जरूरत है। विशेषकर स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं में तो बहुत बड़ी संभावनाएं बन रही है। यही समझते हुए अब कौशल विकास मंत्रालय ने दुनिया भर में बन रहे इन अवसरों की मैपिंग शुरू की है। कोशिश यही है कि भारत के युवा को अन्य देशों की जरूरतों के बारे में उसके संबंध में भी सही और सटीक जानकारी मिल सके। किस देश में हेल्थ सर्विस में नए द्वार खुल रहे हैं, किस देश में कौन से सर्विस सेक्टर में क्या डिमांड बन रही है, इसमें जुड़ी जानकारी अब तेजी से भारत के युवाओं को मिल सकेगी। मैपिंग की वजह से अब इस तरह की जानकारियां देने का काम और आसान हो जाएगा। इसके अलावा 4-5 दिन पहले देश में श्रमिकों की स्किल मैपिंग का एक पोर्टल भी शुरू किया गया है। ये पोर्टल स्किल्ड लोगों को स्किल्ड श्रमिकों की मैपिंग करने में अहम भूमिका निभाएगा।
Prime Minister Modi said the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship has started mapping opportunities being created around the world. He urged everyone to follow social distancing and wear masks to stay safe. The World Youth Skills Day is celebrated on 15th of July after being designated by the United Nations General Assembly in 2014. This year's event is focused on developing skilled youth. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
It's been 5 years since the Skill India mission was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2015. Since then, the unique scheme has empowered crores of youth with skills that make them employable. Here's a look at the journey of the mission in the past 5 years.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Skill India mission on 15th July 2015 on World Youth Skills Day to re-energize India's young workforce. The mission sought to empower the youth of the country with skill sets which make them more employable and more productive in their work environment. India has 65% of its youth in the working age group and has immense potential of skill development. More than 1 crore youth join the Skill India mission annually. Skill India offers courses across 40 sectors in the country. Courses are as per industry and government standards under the National Skill Qualification Framework. 92 lakh people have benefited from the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana alone. 723 Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendras have been established in 707 districts. More than 7 lakh apprenticeships have been conducted under the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme. Pradhan Mantri Yuva Yojana aims to educate and equip potential and early stage entrepreneurs. The ministry also recognizes and certifies skills acquired through informed means through the recognition of prior learning program under the PMKVY. As the Skill India mission turns 5, the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship has launched the Atmanirbhar Skilled Employee-Employer Mapping or ASEEM portal on 10th July. The AI-based platform has been launched to help skilled people find sustainable livelihood opportunities, especially in the post-COVID era. The ASEEM portal will provide employers a platform to assess the availability of skilled workforce, also mapping skilled workers with the jobs available once they register on it. Currently, Skill India is not just restricted to the domestic market but is actively engaging with countries across the world to promote India's skilled workforce in the global market. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has underscored the need to focus on skill, scale and speed to remain globally competitive in a post-COVID world. In a newspaper article published on World Youth Skills Day, the Vice President asserted that India has the potential to emerge as a global hub for skilled manpower. He said the 21st century can belong to India through self-belief, dedication and discipline. Naidu said the youth are the future of any country, but India can take the lead over many other nations because about 65% of its population is below 35 years and 50% is below 25 years. With a huge educated young population, India is uniquely poised to realize its demographic potential. The fact that Indians are heading several MNCs shows that there is no dearth of knowledge and talent in the country. However, the need of the hour is to upgrade the skills or upskill the youth to meet the employment needs of technology-driven 21st century and accelerate the pace of self-reliance. Talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, the Vice President said one of the most profound impacts of the pandemic has been on workplaces. Offices straddling multiple domains, particularly IT, are functioning with minimum staff strength. Most organizations are allowing their employees to work from home. The uncertainty created by the pandemic is being seen by many as an opportunity to upgrade their knowledge and acquire new skills. He added that the time has come for 130 crore Indians to showcase the country's collective resolve to overcome the setbacks caused by the pandemic. The Vice President also praised the government's Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, saying it will propel the country on the path of self-sustenance. And in some political developments, the Congress on Wednesday dissolved all its district and block committees in Rajasthan in a bid to revamp the state unit of the party.
Announcing the decision, AICC General Secretary in charge for Rajasthan, Avinash Pandey, said new committees will be formed soon. Breaking his silence on the infighting between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot, former Congress President Rahul Gandhi said that if anybody wanted to leave the party, they will. Earlier, the Rajasthan Speaker issued notices to Sachin Pilot and 18 other rebel Congress MLAs after the party sought their disqualification from the State Assembly. Sacked Deputy Chief Minister Sachin Pilot and the other MLAs were asked to respond to the notices by Friday. The MLAs had defied a whip and did not attend the Congress legislature party meetings held on Monday and Tuesday. The party then removed Pilot as Deputy Chief Minister and Rajasthan PCC Chief. Two other ministers loyal to him were also removed from their posts. Meanwhile, Sachin Pilot has said that he is not joining the BJP. In the midst of the ongoing political crisis in Rajasthan, State BJP President Satish Punia on Wednesday met senior party leaders. Earlier in the day, leader of opposition in Rajasthan Assembly, Gulab Chand Kataria, said the BJP did not feel the need for a floor test as of now.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the 15th India-EU summit via video conferencing on Wednesday. The summit is aimed at strengthening the ties between India and the European Union in a number of areas, including trade, defence and investment. Addressing the 15th India-EU summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, the partnership of India and the European Union is vital for global peace and stability. He added that this reality has become even more vital in today's global situation. The Prime Minister also underscored the need to adopt a long-term strategic perspective on the relations between India and the European Union.
आज हमारे नागरिकों की सेहत और समृद्धि दोनों ही चुनौतियों का सामना कर रहे हैं। रूल्स बेस्ड इंटरनेशनल ऑर्डर पर विभिन्न प्रकार के दबाव है। ऐसे में भारत ईयू पार्टनरशिप आर्थिक पुनर्निर्माण में और एक मानव केंद्रित और मानवता केंद्रित ग्लोबलाइजेशन के निर्माण में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा सकती है।
The Prime Minister said India and the EU share universal values like democracy, pluralism, inclusivity and respect for international institutions. He also spoke of the need to increase economic and strategic cooperation between the two sides in renewable energy and climate change.
क्लाइमेट चेंज जैसे लॉन्ग टर्म चैलेंजेस भी हम दोनों के लिए ही प्राथमिकता है। भारत में रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के उपयोग को बढ़ाने के हमारे प्रयत्नों में हम यूरोप के इन्वेस्टमेंट और टेक्नोलॉजी का आमंत्रण करते हैं।
Welcoming Prime Minister Modi to the summit, European Council President Charles Michel praised India's role in dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. He called for strengthening relations between India and the EU at the political level.
India and the EU are great democracies. We share common values. We also believe that multilateral commitments needs to be boosted and supported to combat global challenges, whether it's stability, security, combating terrorism, and so on. And so, Prime Minister, I also want to I'm not only very happy to see you in this video conference, but also want to take this opportunity to express the wish to really see this partnership with India as a political one covering multiple facets of our relationships.
Prime Minister Modi also invited investments in technology from Europe in India's efforts to increase the use of renewable energy in the country. He hoped India-EU relations will gain momentum through this virtual summit. With inputs from Akhilesh Suman, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. India and the US have decided to boost investment opportunities across several sectors in both countries.
The discussion took place during the India-US CEO Forum held via telephonic conference. The meeting was chaired by Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and US Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross and was attended by top CEOs of both nations. Addressing the forum, Goyal emphasized on the importance of small businesses in the economies of both countries and the need to increase employment and skilling in the sector. He urged the forum to be the leaders in charting out a new path in a post-COVID world. Secretary Ross thanked Piyush Goyal and CEO Forum members for their participation and initiative in strengthening the bilateral relationship, particularly during the challenging times of the COVID-19 pandemic. Secretary Ross also talked about collaboration in the areas of pharmaceuticals, medical equipment and associated supply chains.
And talking about the COVID-19 situation in the country, India's coronavirus tally surged to over 9,36,000 cases this morning, with states reporting more than 29,000 new patients in a single day. While 24,309 people have died of the virus, more than 5,71,000 people, or 63.23% of the patients, have recovered.
Fresh coronavirus cases in India increased by a record 29,429 on Wednesday, taking the total number of cases past 9,30,000, even as the recovery rate further improved. In the last 24 hours, total deaths reached 24,309, with 582 people succumbing to the infection in the past 24 hours. Also in the past 24 hours, 20,572 patients were declared cured, taking the number of recoveries to over 5.92 lakh. This is the highest number of patients cured in a single day. There are over 3.19 lakh active cases, while the recoveries exceed active cases by 2.72 lakh. The recovery rate currently stands at 63.23%. Case fatality rate in India is 2.60%. With a strict focus on test, track and treat strategy, the number of samples tested for detection of COVID-19 has crossed 1.24 crore. Over 3.2 lakh samples were tested on Wednesday, the highest in a single day so far. India has been testing over 2 lakh samples per day since mid-June. Wednesday is the sixth consecutive day that COVID-19 cases in the country has increased by more than 26,000. The top 5 states that reported the highest number of fresh infections in the last 24 hours are Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Delhi. Maharashtra recorded 6,741 new coronavirus cases on Tuesday and now has 2.67 lakh cases. With 213 deaths, the toll across the state went up to 10,695. Although Mumbai recorded a dip in new cases on Tuesday with only 954 new cases. However, the state capital is expected to reach 1 lakh cases by the coming weekend. The city currently has a caseload of 95,100 infections. In some positive news, Maharashtra's fatality rate has come down to 4% from 4.5% recorded in June end, indicating that measures like increased testing and early intervention can help reduce deaths. Tamil Nadu recorded 4,526 cases of COVID-19 on Tuesday, taking the state's overall tally to over 1.47 lakh. Of the total cases, 1,078 new cases were in Chennai. The city has reported 79,662 cases till date. The infection continues to surge in the state's other districts, including Madurai, Tiruvallur and Virudnagar. On Tuesday, Karnataka overtook Gujarat to become the state with the third highest caseload of novel coronavirus cases after Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. The state added about 2,500 new cases and has over 44,000 infections currently. Karnataka's growth rate is 7.36%, the highest in the country. It is the only state with a doubling time of less than 10 days. Coronavirus cases in Telangana continue to rise sharply, with as many as 1,524 new infections and 10 deaths on Tuesday, taking the state's total tally to 37,745. A new record high of 2,432 fresh cases of coronavirus were reported in Andhra Pradesh on Wednesday as infections shot past the 35,000 mark, while 44 deaths took the overall toll in the state to 452. The Andhra Pradesh government has categorized Telangana and Karnataka as high-risk states, issuing fresh guidelines for quarantine of people coming into the state from there. Other states, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Kerala are also reporting big increases. Of the smaller states, Jharkhand, Goa, Himachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim are also reporting a rise in cases. Goa will impose a lockdown from 8 p.m. on 16th of July to 6 a.m. on 20th of July. The state has 1,128 active cases of the coronavirus. According to independent experts, active cases are growing at 3.1%, which means that the cases are doubling in 23 days. They have called for strict containment measures to halt the growth trajectory. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
As coronavirus infections continue to rise across many states of the country, Nearly a dozen states have imposed partial to complete lockdown in high-risk areas. Only essential services will be allowed in these areas during this period. All places of worship, gyms and malls shall be closed to the public in these areas. Interstate bus services will also be suspended.
Bihar will begin a 15-day complete lockdown from 16th of July till 31st of July, during which time only essential services will be allowed. Currently, the state has nearly 18,000 cases with a high growth rate. A week-long total shutdown came into effect in Bengaluru from 8 p.m. on Tuesday. The city has over 21,000 cases, or nearly 50% of the total number of cases in Karnataka. West Bengal on Tuesday extended the total lockdown in containment zones located in and around Kolkata, Jalpaiguri, Malda, Cooch Behar, Raiganj and Siliguri till 19th of July. The state has an overall case count of 32,838 with over 10,000 cases in Kolkata alone. A 10-day strict lockdown came into force from Monday in Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad in Maharashtra. The state, which has the highest case count in the country, also counts for the most deaths. In Pune, the case count is over 42,000. Thane and Navi Mumbai are also under lockdown till 19th of July. Guwahati is also under complete lockdown till 19th of July. The state has 17,807 cases. In Uttar Pradesh, strict restrictions across the state on weekends will be implemented to check the spread of coronavirus. The state has registered nearly 40,000 cases so far. In Kerala, critical containment zones in Thiruvananthapuram, Kollam, Alappuzha, Ernakulam and Malappuram are under a 10-day strict lockdown till 23rd of July. After registering the first case of the country on 30th of January, the state managed to keep numbers in control, but the return of migrants from abroad and the rest of the country has pushed the state closer towards the 10,000 mark. Itanagar in Arunachal Pradesh extended the lockdown till 20th of July in view of the spurt in COVID-19 cases in the region. The state has 462 cases with 218 in Itanagar alone. Nagaland also extended lockdown in the entire state till 31st of July as the case count rose to nearly 1,000. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And global COVID-19 infections crossed 13.5 million. More than 5,82,200 lives have been lost so far.
The United States had over 67,000 new cases on Tuesday, taking its nationwide tally to over 3.48 million cases. The second worst affected country, Brazil, has nearly 1.9 million cases. 72,000 people have lost their lives. Mexico reported 7,000 new cases in the past 24 hours, bringing overall cases to 3,11,486. It has also made Mexico extend border restrictions with the United States till August. On Wednesday, Hong Kong announced strict social distancing. Face masks are mandatory on public transport and restaurants are offering only takeaway services after 6 p.m. With 19 new cases, Hong Kong has 1,589 cases now. Meanwhile, countries worldwide are racing to develop coronavirus vaccines. American firm Moderna's experimental COVID-19 vaccine has shown positive early results. The vaccine has induced immune responses among all 45 vaccinated volunteers. Moderna started human trials ahead of everyone on 16th of March. Phase 2 trials started in May, while Phase 3 trials are expected from the end of July. Pfizer and German partner BioNTech's vaccine received fast-track designation from the US Food and Drug Administration. Two of their potential vaccines produced higher levels of COVID-19 antibodies in vaccinated volunteers than any infected person. FDA is expected to decide on approval within 6 months. Oxford University and AstraZeneca pharmaceutical company is conducting mass human trials for its experimental coronavirus vaccine in UK, Brazil and South Africa. Australia's Queensland University is also conducting human trials of a vaccine since Monday. China's Sinovac Biotech is in its final stage trials after promising initial results. On Wednesday, Indian drug firm Zydus Cadila started human trials of its vaccine candidate Zycov-D. Zydus will enroll over 1,000 subjects across multiple clinical study sites in India. It is the second Indian firm to get approval from the Drug Controller General of India. Bharat Biotech, in collaboration with the Indian Council of Medical Research, is also conducting human clinical trials for Covaxin vaccine. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Home Affairs and Labour discussed the issue of management of the COVID-19 pandemic on Wednesday.
The committee examined the issue of coordination between states, resumption of economic activities and inter-provincial movement. Union Home Secretary Ajay Kumar Bhalla presented the facts before the committee, which is headed by Rajya Sabha MP Anand Sharma. The committee looked upon various other issues as well, including migrant workers who went back to their homes during lockdown. This was the second meeting of a parliamentary standing committee in the upper house after the lockdown. A total of 11 MPs, including Bhupendra Yadav, Neeraj Shekhar, Dr. Anil Jain, Rakesh Sinha, Sanjay Bhatia, Dulal Chandra Goswami, Vishnu Dayal Ram, Rajveer Singh, Ravneet Singh and Dr. Satyapal Singh attended the meeting. The members strictly followed physical distancing norms.
The Central Board of Secondary Education on Wednesday announced the results of Class 10th examinations on its official website. The overall pass percentage is 91.46%, with Kerala's Thiruvananthapuram emerging as the best performing district. The region recorded the highest pass percentage of 99.28, followed by Chennai with a pass percentage of 98.95. Guwahati region recorded the lowest, 79.12%. At 93.31%, girls outshone boys once again this year. 90.14% boys and 78.95% transgenders have also passed the examination. This year's pass percentage marks a 0.36 increase over last year. Students can check their results at cbse.nic.in or cbseresults.nic.in. The results can also be checked via DigiLocker and Umang applications. HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank congratulated all the students, parents and teachers for the results and reiterated that students' health and quality education are the government's priority. Meanwhile, the HRD Ministry has also announced guidelines on online classes by schools and recommended a cap on the duration and number of sessions for students. In a guideline called Pragyata, the Ministry recommended sessions for pre-primary grade students should not exceed 30 minutes. For classes 1 to 8, 2 online sessions of 30 to 45 minutes each, while for classes 9 to 12, 4 sessions of 30 to 45 minutes duration have been recommended. Schools across the country have switched to digital modes of education in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. 9 more people lost their lives in Assam, taking the death toll due to floods in the state to 59. 26 others died in landslide incidents. Nearly 22 lakh people across 27 districts are affected by the floods in the state. The worst hit is Barpeta district, where over 5.5 lakh people are displaced. District administrations have set up over 500 relief camps in 24 districts, where more than 44,000 people have taken shelter. In Kaziranga National Park, 51 animals have died in flood-related incidents. 102 animals have been rescued. Meanwhile, over 89,000 people have been displaced by floods in Meghalaya's West Garo Hills district. Most people in low-lying areas have been moved to higher ground. So that's it from us in this bulletin. Thank you very much for your time. Stay safe, take good care of yourselves.